Tell us a little bit about yourself. Have you been thin your whole life?
Yes, I have. I have been thin my whole life. My entire life. Always.
So, talk to us a little bit about what your typical meal looks like each day.
My typical meals are not healthy, but they're not big. So I wake up, I probably won't eat until noon, maybe later. Some days it's 1, 2. I'll have coffee in the morning, and then I'll usually will skip a breakfast meal. I'm not a huge breakfast fan, breakfast foods, so I'll usually roll straight into a lunch.
What time do you usually eat lunch?
Probably 12, 1, usually.
So look at the menu real quick and see what is it that you think you're going to order today. Like, do you normally have an appetizer and a meal, or do you?
Yes, I always, if possible, have a salad before my meal. Always. Today, I'm going to do the avocado and lump crab.
As the appetizer?
Yes, as my appetizer.
And then what about for your main dish?
And for my main dish today, I'm going to do the romanelli alla vodka.
So a pasta dish?
It's a pasta dish with cream sauce, stuffed with cheese.
Perfect.
Very, very good.
Okay, and so how do you decide, what you're going to eat? Like when either you're at home, or what do you decide that you're going to eat?
I decide the foods that I'm going to eat for the day based on what I like and what I'm in the mood for. Always.
So it's never about what I should eat. It's
Never.
whatever I'm craving at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how many meals would you say you eat in a day?
I probably in a day will eat probably 6 to 7.
Okay.
Very small.
Okay. And so you'll start eating, what time do you normally start eating?
About noon.
Okay. So you'll start eating at noon.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so like today, let's talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ate today, you're going to have a bigger lunch today.
Yes.
So then when would you eat again?
I will eat again today. I won't eat all of this.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see I probably will take a majority of it home. And I'll probably eat again in an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Okay. So you'll be hungry again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you'll eat again in a couple hours after that?
Yes. But it's probably, I would say I eat every hour and a half to 2 hours something. And it may not be like now I'm going to have a lunch and this is going to be a meal. But when I eat again later, it may be a couple of chips or some pretzels or
just a small
something.
handful.
I'm a picker. I'm a big snacker.
Mm-hmm. How quickly do you eat?
Not very quickly at all. I do not eat quickly.
Okay.
I don't scarf down food, and I'm not purposely, I don't think, trying to be slow. Like I've never really thought about it, but I don't eat fast at all.
Okay. What percentage of the time would you say that you eat like lean, clean, natural foods? Like would you say like 50% of the time, 60% of the time, 70% of the time, 80% of the time? What would be?
I would say I eat clean, natural foods probably 20 to 30%.
20 to 30% of the time. Okay. And name some of the foods that you love to indulge in.
I love to indulge in chips. I'm a salty snack person. I've just probably, since I've had my kids, which my oldest, he is 9. So I would say in the last 9 years, I've just started to like sweeter things. Prior to that, I never ate sweets. Never. I just didn't like them. I don't like chocolate. I'm not a huge chocolate fan at all. So it's never been, oh my gosh, I'm craving chocolate. I need something like that. Never had that. So it's always a saltier something.
How do you balance like the desire to eat like things that'll make you feel good versus just whatever you want?
I just eat whatever I want. That's how, I don't think that for me there's a balance of trying to figure any of that out. I find for me, and probably most people that I meet, as soon as you say you can't eat something, that's all you want to do. So my husband went on, he'll cut carbs. He wants to lose weight, he'll cut carbs, which is not really a lose weight. He's just like, I'm lifting heavy or I'm doing something like that. And he's going to, thank you very much. He'll cut his carbs out and he'll want to just do protein and vegetables and like that's it. And he's so hardcore and he's so strict and he can do that. I've tried to roll through that with him and I can eat a dinner and okay, I'm not gonna eat the carbs, not gonna eat the carbs. That's all I want. So as soon as dinner is over, I'm starving. Or normally I wouldn't have been.
Right.
Had I just eaten what I wanted to eat, I would have been done.
Right.
But then I find myself, when I cut those things out, I eat more and more and more and more and more and more. And bigger things. So I stopped doing that with him. I said, this is ridiculous. Started cooking 2 meals for us because I wanted this. He was on this diet or whatever it was. And I've always from then eat what I want. And that's how I do it.
And have you been the same weight? Like, how long have you been the same weight for?
All through high school, I was probably, I've always been thin. I was probably 120-ish, around in there, give or take a bit. When I got pregnant with both of my boys, I gained 60 and 70 pounds with my children. So that was the heaviest I've ever been.
And how long did it take
really
you?
Big.
How long? Well, your boys are pretty big too, right? How many pounds were they when they were born?
Pete was 8'11".
Yeah,
Griffin
that's a big
was
baby.
8'9". So they were big boys. It probably, with Keith, it took a little longer. Keith's my oldest. It took a little longer. With him, I would say probably about a year. With Griffin, it was less. And I didn't diet. I didn't try. I didn't work out. Like, I'm not a huge, I'm an active person, but I'm not a gym person. I'm not trying to run and do all of those things to try to, I probably should just to.
So, have you ever been on a diet your whole life?
No. Other than trying to cut the carbs.
One time with your husband.
When my husband did. That was the only time. I don't do diets. I don't like it. At all. I don't like telling myself, you cannot have this.
So name some of the foods like you say, these are the foods I really love to indulge in. What would you say you eat on a regular basis? Because even though this is still a pretty healthy salad, right?
It is.
Right
and
here.
this has a cream sauce, which I never get. This is the only thing I would say that when I order a salad is always an oil and vinegar. Always. I don't ever do a ranch. I don't do anything like that. I really just want an oil and vinegar.
But you're having the oil and vinegar because that's what you want.
That's what I want. That's what I like.
Not because it's less calories.
No. And my dad worked with the government, so we traveled around a lot. When I was 14, we moved over to Spain. And I lived there. I graduated high school, did all of that there. So foods and things are different there. So you get a salad with your meals, and oil and vinegar is
The dressing.
that's your option. That's your choice. I mean, you can probably some get different things, but that's what we always had. So I grew up. That's just what I had. That was the option. That's what I grew to love. So now that's what I go to. That's my choice for it. Fries are my like weakness. My love. I love French fries. From
So
anywhere.
if you ordered fries, where's your favorite place to get fries from?
McDonald's.
McDonald's, okay. McDonald's fries, they really are the best. They're full of chemicals, but man, they are
Terrible.
good.
Yes.
So how, like, would you order a small fry and eat all of it? Would you order a small fry and eat half of it?
I would order a large fry and eat all of it.
Okay. And then what else would you eat with that?
Nothing.
So that would be your lunch then?
That would be my lunch.
So you'd order a large fry?
Large fry and a Coke. And then I probably wouldn't eat, after that, I probably wouldn't eat again it would be way longer. I'd eat a large fry and it may not be 4 hours. And then I would, if it was lunch, that was lunchtime, I would do dinner.
Okay.
So I probably wouldn't snack a lot in between then.
So if you had a big lunch, then you might have a small snack around, what, 4 o'clock?
No, it would probably be, if it was a bigger lunch, like today. So I'll eat this today, and I would say this is a bigger lunch, huge lunch for me. I
wouldn't have a snack?
Right. I may not eat until dinner time, and I might eat more of this, a couple bites of this, and I might not.
Do you ever, if you had a big lunch, that you just wouldn't eat anything else for the rest of the day?
Yes.
Repeat that.
If I have a big lunch, there are times that I won't eat again for the rest of the day.
And then how do you decide when you are hungry?
I guess my body says you're hungry, or sometimes I just walk by something and I'm like, oh, that looks good. I want that now.
Do you ever hear your stomach growling when you're hungry?
Usually not.
You can tell that you're empty.
Or I want that right now.
What is your go-to when you're stressed or you're upset?
A Coke, probably, I would say, my go-to.
Okay.
If I was stressed or upset, I might grab a Coke. I'm not a...
Do you ever go take a walk, or so you don't go to food when you're stressed?
Never. I can't.
So
I don't think that. If I'm stressed, I don't think that I don't think I can ever remember a time that I go to food. Ever. But I'm also not if I'm stressed or something some people will go to booze or something. I don't have that. A lot of times if I'm stressed, I'm a sensory person, and it's like sensory overload for me. That's usually what stresses me out, and I need to just get to a quiet place and just chill out. And everybody who knows me knows that that's how I am, but I've never had that correlate with food.
Think about some other things, like would you take a bath, go for a walk, go to the mall? Just think through what, if anything, right now I'm stressed. What would be some other things that you would do?
Honestly, I really don't know. I mean, it's crazy, but thinking about it, I really don't know.
You don't have a vice.
I don't have a huge vice. I don't have, I really don't.
Can think of something. That's good. That's really good.
I'll have to get back to you, and maybe next time my kids are crazy, stressing me out, or life, or anything, and just maybe pay attention.
So, do you carry any snacks with you?
If we're at the ball field or something like that, I will carry snacks with me. I'll pack a little backpack. And that's kind of come from having my kids as well. I don't think I ever did that before. Having kids, when you start and they're younger, you kind of have to have little things for them if you're going to be gone all day. And I've started doing that with them, and then just having those things, it's just kind of become a habit. So if we're going to be gone for a while, I'll take snacks with me. If we're not at a place where I can pull through, and grab fries or something like that. But I don't wake up and say, okay, I'm going to be out for the day and pack a snack in my purse. Like, that's not like something that I proactively think about.
So let's pretend that 0, you're ravenously hungry. Okay. So in my book, I talk about 0, you're ravenously hungry. 1, you are your stomach's growling, you're really hungry. Then 2 would be you're hungry. 3 would be you're not hungry, not full. 4 would be you're full, and 5 would be you're stuffed. What would you say? Where do you start eating your meal?
It's very, very rare for me to be ravenously hungry. But on the other end of that, it's very rare for me to be just absolutely stuffed. I never stuff myself. When I'm just starting to just feel full, or I just stop. So I never really feel like, oh my gosh, I've eaten myself to, I have to open my pants up and stuff like that, which my parents do. They grew up my dad grew up in a house where he had to finish his meal. What was put on your plate, that's what you had to eat. And I think that created habits for him in life that to this day, he still can't leave food on a plate.
Wow.
And if I have food on my plate, when I'm done, he'll eat my food and my mom's food, and he just cannot leave food out. And I think that comes from him being forced as a child to finish everything.
Is your dad overweight?
Yes.
Is your mom overweight?
My mom is, but it's because of medications. I mean, I wouldn't say she's overweight. She's heavier than she would like to be. So my mom's 5'2". She's probably between 140 and 150, maybe in there. But hers is medication, weight gain. So my mom has always been small as well. As are all the other women in my family too. So I can say that we are lucky that my aunt is a little heavier than my mom, and my aunt eats differently than my mom too. My aunt eats bigger portions and bigger meals, and I think that as my mom's gotten older and she sat down and started eating meals, that has probably maybe helped with her weight gain as well, as opposed to just eating little things.
Did your mom ever reward you with food as a kid? Like, you did a good job, let's go take you to ice cream?
Well, I mean, we would. The typical, if you eat your dinner, you're going to get ice cream or things like that. Yes. But like I said, for me, I never really liked sweet. So
even when you were younger?
Even when I was a kid. I would eat vanilla ice cream or maybe a mint chocolate chip. But I wasn't a big sweet eater. But I could sit down as a kid and eat a whole bag of chips.
Is there any foods that are like non-negotiable for you? Meaning where you just say, either that you don't like them or you go, I don't feel good when I eat this particular food.
I'm not a huge vegetable person. I would say normal vegetables that people think that green beans, peas, things like staple vegetables that people would say have for dinner. As a kid, eat your vegetables. And I didn't like them at all. And it was eat your vegetables, you need to eat those, And now I don't eat them at all. Like I never, never, never cook green beans or peas in my house. Never. The only time my kids have ever had them is because
Someone else's house.
or my husband he's a huge green bean fan, so if he cooks them, then they'll eat them. But I don't.
Those are the two vegetables
Those
you
are the
just don't
two
like.
I'm
What
not going to
vegetables?
eat.
What vegetables do you like?
I do broccoli, cauliflower, corn. I'll eat raw carrots, cooked carrots. We eat artichokes a lot in the house.
Love artichokes.
I think my kids like the novelty of them. So we do those a lot. We do a lot of corn on the cob. It's in season. That's probably But we do a lot of salads in my house too. Even at home, if I'm not out, I still do salads at home. And my kids love salads. They'll eat a salad as well.
So do you have a window of weight gain? So what I've heard other thin eaters say is they'll say, okay, if I gain 3 pounds or I gain 5 pounds, I will start cutting back on just my portion size of how much I'm eating. Do you ever gain like 3 pounds or 5 pounds and then just say I need to cut back, or you just are pretty consistent? You stay the same weight?
I'm pretty consistent as of right now, and I think things are changing. My body is changing as I get older. I'm starting to gain weight, or I wouldn't say maybe redistribute. Like things are just changing. But I don't know what I weigh. I really right now have no idea because I
don't get on the scale.
I don't. I never get on the scale. I can look in the mirror and I can say, okay, I like the way I look, or I don't like the way I look, and what the scale says, it means nothing to me. Like, that's really
let's say you wake up one morning and you go, I'm looking a little bit chunkier than last week. Which you can't really say that, but
there are days. So I can't say, all right, I'm looking chunkier, but I would say loose, maybe, where things are, when you're young, they're tighter and stuff. So that's how my body has changed now. And I am a person, okay, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow I'm going to get up and I am going to do something. We have in my house, we have an elliptical, we have, all of these things, because my husband is a huge workout person. He loves it. He can do it whenever. Tomorrow's the day.
you don't do it
Tomorrow. All right.
But
will
will you cut back your portions a little bit when you're feeling like I'm a little bit heavier today? Will you just say, you cut back on the Coke?
I'll cut back.
Okay.
That's the one thing that if I start looking at myself and say,
which that has sugar in it.
These jeans don't fit like I want them to fit.
You'll cut back on the Coke. How many Cokes would you say you drink in a day?
I do the little mini guys now. And a lot of times I don't finish those. When I started, I was drinking the big, just the regular 12-ounce cans. And I never finished it. So I said, all right, we're going to start buying these little mini Cokes. And most of the time, I don't finish one of those either. But I'll say I'll probably open 4 a day. And I may drink 2 of those.
So two
to 3
of
those minis.
2 minis Cokes per day. So would you say maybe that's why you don't want sugar, because you're getting your sugar through the Coke? Is there, when you say would you say you cut back on the Coke, or would you say cut it out completely?
I'll cut it. Well, I can't say completely because I'll start to get a headache. So I think that's a caffeine thing. So I'll have 1. And then I'll do that for a couple of days, and then I'll just cut that. But I'm also a huge fan of bubbles, too. So I'll do a bubble water that has no sugar or anything like that in it. And sometimes it's regular, just plain, like a Perrier or something like that. Now Hint does the flavored bubble waters, and they're actually really, really good. So I'll do those.
So in a mini can of sugar, so a 12-ounce can is the big one, and that has 39 grams of sugar. In the smaller one, that has 25 grams of sugar. So if you had 2 of those, that would be 50 grams of sugar, which
is a lot.
Which is a lot, but it is. If you think about because are you eating a lot of fruit?
I do eat fruit. I do. We'll do strawberries and things like that in my house.
But if you're having 50 grams of sugar in your drink, then that's why you aren't craving something else with sugar, because you're getting the sugar that you're wanting.
But I would say even as a child, not liking the sweets and stuff, I didn't have that supplemented somewhere else. Like I do now. And I said, as I've gotten older, I'm starting to like those things more. Like I can eat a cookie and brownies, things like that, where I never, before I was like, I don't want that, I don't want that.
You don't want it.
It's funny because Keaton's the same way.
Keaton doesn't like sweets.
He does not like sweets. If you give Keith chocolate, he's not going to eat it.
That's funny. Yeah, I think one time when he came over, I was making filet mignon, and I was making filet, and I think we had potatoes, and we had some kind of broccoli or vegetables. I can't remember, but he ate all of it, and then I was like, okay, who wants a chocolate, whatever I had? He was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
He ate all the steak, he ate all the vegetable, he ate all the potato,
and
he's
a huge fruit eater.
Yeah.
Huge fruit eater. And
so is Kyle.
We also, I don't like fat meats at all. At all. I'm a texture person, a huge texture person. So we're gonna eat fillets and we're gonna eat lean meats, but that's just because I just don't like it.
So are you done eating that?
I'm done with this.
Okay, so that we're gonna just move over. So I'll just move that over. So yeah, she's done with that.
What about your same picture?
I think that's good.
I'm actually take it. My husband
Yeah,
will
he's
eat
gonna
it.
take it out. She's gonna take it home.
And I'm gonna get another Romanelli alla vodka. Can you add chicken to that one too?
Do it with the shrimp and the chicken?
Yes, please.
Sure.
And then that's to go. That's to go. Thank you.
I think that's good.
As much coverage as possible.
So how hungry were you when you came?
I would say I was pretty hungry. I was ready to eat.
A level 1 on the hunger scale.
Not
ravenous is 0.
Not ravenous.
1 is hungry.
Not probably. And what was 2?
2 is hungry.
I'd say hungry. Like I'm ready. I want to eat. It's time. Take that.
So then would you say that in general, when you go to restaurants, would you say you eat a quarter of your food, half of your food?
Probably a quarter.
And then you box the rest of that up. Then are you good about eating leftovers, or but your husband is?
I'm terrible. There are certain things that I can eat leftover. Usually if it has some sort of a gravy or a sauce, I'll eat it leftover.
So this pasta has a sauce, so you could eat it
so
again.
I'll eat it later today, or maybe tomorrow. I might eat it again tomorrow for lunch.
Do you like to cook?
No, I do not.
So talk about what you do since you don't like to cook.
We will order out a lot, or I just cook the same things. over and over. And I don't know if that's a food thing for me or if I just really don't have a love of cooking and I don't have an imagination when it comes to food. That some people just love food and they can pair certain things together, and I just don't have that at all. So it's not a passion of mine. I really would prefer not to cook if I didn't have to.
How many nights a week would you say you cook?
Probably 3.
And what's like your favorite things to cook?
We grill. In the summertime when it's warmer, we'll grill a lot. At this point, I'll cook things that my kids are going to eat. So they'll love stroganoff. We'll do that. They like, as it gets colder into the fall, we do a lot of like Instapot things that I can just throw in and go. And they're quick and easy, and the boys will eat that kind of stuff. Thank you very much. Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
And then just to put that other order in.
Go ahead, make it now.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So that's usually what I go to. We'll do something my mom always made, which is just a chicken and a cream of mushroom sauce, and just cook that all day over rice. My kids love that. But we do a lot of grilled meats. I started using Butcher Box. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I have.
We started using that, and we like it. I tried some of the HelloFresh or the meal delivery thing.
It's so much work.
It is. It's way
It's
too
like
much work.
they need to make it where it's like they need to be the one chopping it. Like,
Yes.
don't give me a baked potato that I have to now chop
Right.
up. Or
And
like they'll say
pre-prep. And
yeah, pre-prep it.
The amount
They
of
need to
dishes
do the
that I
prepping.
had after was insane. And
Yes.
So I said,
They need to do
I'm out.
more of
I
the
can't do it.
prepping.
Yes.
They need to make it where it's like they've chopped everything up, put it in little baggies, and you throw it in, and
done.
then you cook
You
it.
have no dishes. That's what you need to do right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Come up with that one.
So, do you ever say to yourself, okay, I've eaten some pasta now. So, like, okay, you've eaten this. Would you say, okay, for dinner, maybe I'll have some protein since I've already had my carbs? Or you don't even think that way at all?
I never think that way.
You just
Never.
go, okay, I'm hungry. What am I in the mood for?
What am I in the mood for? That's what I've always done.
Because if your body is calling for protein, then it'll tell you that's what you should
This
be
is
in the
what I
mood
need.
for.
I'm not a huge water drinker. I wish that I was. I wish that I drank more water. So I can say that my body, I'll get to certain points in the day and my body is like, give me water. Like, I need water. But I never really feel that way with food.
How is it?
It's really good. It's so good.
I've never seen pasta like that. What kind of pasta shell is that?
I don't know, but it's filled with cheese.
Oh, so it's
And it's-
inside.
yes,
It
and
has
it's-
cheese inside that pasta. Oh, wow.
So it is. There you go.
Got it. So, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but are you a pretty regular person? Like, do you go to, like, if you had to say, like, do you go number 2, like, once a day, twice a day? Do you feel like,
So this is funny. I would say I was a regular-ish person. Probably once a day. Sometimes once every other day. Until I got salmonella over the summer. And since I got that, it's not been the same.
really?
Which is interesting.
So now
I
you
don't
go
know.
less? Does that make you tired or? So like after you eat, so like for me, if I ate that pasta, I would be tired afterwards because it makes me a little sluggish. So like, it's, not that I don't love to eat that, but like if I was going to eat that, I would want to eat that later at night because then if I'm tired, I'm
Then
just
you're
going to
just
go
gonna
to
go to
bed
sleep.
in an hour, so it's not a big deal. Do you feel like when you're done with this, will you be tired at all? Your energy won't be affected at all?
No. And I'm actually at the point I'm probably going to eat one or two more bites, and I'm going to be
And
done
you're going to be done. And then
until later.
would you say that would that be about the normal amount that you would eat for that? Because you've already had the appetizer too. Do you normally get an appetizer every time you go to a meal? Why would you say you always get an appetizer? Since you eat so little of that, why would you get the appetizer?
I just want it. I really just, if it's something that I want and that I like. An appetizer, usually if we go out to eat with family,
You'll share it.
we'll share it. And that helps with kids as well when they're, hungry and crazy and all of that. And I'll pick at appetizers a little bit. And then I always have the salad before.
So
Always.
one of the things that I've learned to do is I've learned to get an appetizer because I like to have a couple bites of that. Then when my meal comes, I've already had all that time to get full. Right? Because if you think about the time that we started, your body got full from that avocado and the crab. So now it allows me to eat less. Do you think you do that intentionally or do that naturally?
I think I've just done it naturally. I think that's just how I've just wanted to eat. So that's.
So would you say when you go out to a restaurant, would you say you naturally would you say 10 out of 10 times you're always getting an appetizer, 9 out of 10 times you're getting an appetizer?
Probably, I would say 9 to 10.
9 out of 10 times you're getting an appetizer. So, like if, let's say it was somebody's birthday and right now they were offering dessert, would you eat one bite of it? Would you eat none of it? What would you say?
I would maybe eat one bite if it was something that I really, really wanted, something that I really liked. I like cheesecake.
Okay.
They have the Napoleon here. It's really good. So there are a lot of times
put that on the bill on there.
No.
Yeah, I'm buying it.
No.
Yes.
No, and especially Brian's to-go stuff. No
I'm
way.
buying it,
Oh my
yes.
gosh, Chantel.
Yes.
Thank you.
I
You
really
have to do
appreciate you
that.
doing this. Because it honestly, like, I don't think you realize, but it really helps. It really helps, like, people,
To see.
to see stuff like this. Like, especially because what will happen is they'll say, like, you'll say you'll order that, right? And then if you look at how much you actually ate, then all of a sudden it makes sense. Well, because what will happen is if someone sees that, and if let's say we just did a conversation, if you just did a conversation, oh, he's right there. I told him to give you the credit card.
You still working on your pasta?
No,
I'm
she's
going to
gonna
bag
take
it.
it
Box
back.
it up. Thank you very much, Brandon.
So what will happen is people will. You got that? Did you get shots of that? The end of it.
I got a few.
That's good. That's good. So, when people hear that you got that pasta dish, then they might think, oh, well, see, her genes are just good.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's all coming down to the portion size of it that you ate.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree.
'Cause it's
I've
like-
watched friends of mine, and like I said, even some people in my family that will sit down and just annihilate food to the point that I've heard people in my family say, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to roll out of here," you know. And like I said, I don't feel like that. Maybe on Thanksgiving, maybe,
Right.
or a big something like that. But I just don't. I don't ever get to that point, and I don't feel like, okay, because I ordered this meal, I have to eat it. Just because it's there, just because it's in front of me.
Right.
I don't want to mix your hot food with the cold
Oh,
salad.
that's
No, so
fine.
this is
We're
yours,
good.
and this is the hot one for your
Thank you,
husband.
thank you.
Thank you all very much. Have a great
Thank
day.
you. That's including the other one he ordered,
Everything's
right?
nice, yeah.
Perfect.
That's how you
Thank
order,
you.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
And that could have something to do with the way that I was raised with my parents. And so my dad was coming from a clean your plate. My mom didn't agree with that. That's not how she was raised. So dinner time for us was always a battle with, you finish your plate, eat this, eat that, and then mom saying no, 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 and I was the kind of kid that would dig in, and I'm not going to eat that. So I don't know if that is long term why I am the way that I am with food. That I'm only going to eat what I want to eat, and I'm not going to eat more than that. And I'm not going to I'm not going to eat the things that I don't like just because somebody says that they're good for you or that it's not good for you. And like, I kind of live my life where I feel like anything in extreme, whether you take too much of it or if you completely eliminate something, like I don't like to do that anywhere. I just kind of like to have a happy medium of everything. And for me in my life, that has worked. And that works with food too, for me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, let's talk about the birthday cake. So let's pretend we were at a birthday party. The birthday cake comes and they would pass you the cake. Now, would you eat one bite of the cake or would you just say, no, thank you, I'm full?
Most of the time, I'm going to say no.
Okay. And on a scale right now, so 4 is exactly full. So pretend like this cup. If you're at a 4, you're exactly full. Would you say that you stop eating at a 3.8? A 3.9, a 4.1,
I
a
would say
4.2.
like a 3.8 or a 3.9. Like I'm feeling I'm getting full. I've had enough. I'm done with this.
Because you know in
for
a little
now.
bit longer that you're gonna. Now, if you look at this, so even though you ordered a Coke, you didn't drink
So I
all of
won't
it.
drink the whole thing.
Yeah.
And there are times that I will drink the whole thing, and maybe another one. Today I just
Don't want it. It's all about what you're.
on a day to day. And I could write like this is what I should do. Is just write the things on a daily, like for a week.
For a week, take a picture
Things
of it.
that I eat and show that to you.
So most days, would you say you eat, though, if you had to pick, like, say, the main meals that you're eating, is it from 1 to 8, 1 to 7? When do you guys eat dinner?
We usually eat dinner about between 6 and 7 every night.
So
It's
your
usually
main
when we
eating
eat dinner.
your main eating window is between 12 and 7?
Yes. And I'm usually on the bigger side of that is the earlier. So I'm going to eat more like right now. I'm going to eat more earlier. And then later when we're eating dinner, my dinner isn't going to be
Very big.
at all. Like I may, if we have steak or if we have chicken or something, and I may eat a full piece of steak or chicken. And if I put chicken on a salad, then I'll eat the whole thing. But if I have a salad and chicken and rice or potatoes or my fries or something like that, I won't eat the whole piece.
So considering how much you ate right now, do you think you'll have another snack sometime before dinner?
Yes.
So what do you think you'll have as a snack?
I'll probably have cheese, crackers. I'm a huge cheese.
So like a
fan.
cheese and crackers.
I like to just go in and I'll just grab a piece of cheese and, roll out.
So how many crackers would you say you'd have?
Probably 4 or 5 crackers.
4 or 5 crackers
Or
with
I
a
might
piece of cheese.
eat a pack of the peanut butter, the
Crackers.
orange.
And then for dinner, what will you have leftovers of this, or maybe have?
I may not. It really just depends.
Depends on what you're craving.
When dinner time comes, it could be, oh man, I want that again, or I'm gonna say,
I don't want it again.
and I may not eat that again at all. It's just,
And then
really
you give it
just
to your
depends.
husband.
And then he eats it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Of
I
course.
really
Thank
appreciate you doing
very much.
this.
Thank you.